What's up, fire signs? This one's for you. Going to be doing an energy reading for this week. So if you're curious what might be going on, stick around. We're about to get into it. All right, just going to jump straight into tarot. No crazy astrology things going on this week. Just Mercury entering Cancer. So communication might be, softer. And maybe some emotions might come to the surface. Somebody might open up about something, but that's really all that's going on this week. So yeah, let's jump into this with the Citadel deck and see what archetype you're in right now. The Tailor, attention to detail, pride. Okay, all right, so let's read what this card is all about. Your dedication to your passions has served you well, and you're finally starting to reap the benefits of your hard work. Allow yourself to stop and take pride in what you've done rather than throwing yourself headfirst into the next thing. It's important to acknowledge your achievements in order to understand the depths of your own abilities. Wow, so yeah, a lot of work has been done in almost all the signs, I feel like. I feel like we've all been really, tying up those loose ends and really working on those little things in our life. And so I definitely see how this is relevant right now. And they really want to say, just, take a step back and enjoy what you've made so far. So, definitely make sure to acknowledge your wins, even if they're small. I've really been feeling this energy that we need to celebrate the small things and the small wins. So yeah, definitely pay attention to where this is hitting you, feelings wise right now. So let's go into this with some traditional tarot. See how this is showing up for you. You're welcome to skip ahead if you don't care about the cards coming out. Wow. Dang, that's crazy. Wow. I don't think this is... No, this isn't. Oh. Okay. All right. Let's get into this. If I can get this. Oh my God. All right, so we're starting off with the strength card. So with these being together, the strength card and the world card, I'm definitely feeling like it took a lot of strength to step into this new beginning. And honestly, to end the cycle that you were just in, that was really hard. And it was not easy to like step through this. Like, I always see this as like a portal, and it's kind of like you're leaving this old world behind and entering this new one. So I see like it took a lot of strength to really step into this new era of yours. But man, once you did, you really got motivated to get going, but you still are kind of uncertain how to feel. It's like you're ready to go and get moving, but mentally I feel like there's still a lot of things that are being cleared out. I don't see this as necessarily a problem. I feel like this is kind of natural to what you're going through and experiencing. I feel like feelings of uncertainty are definitely natural as you're entering uncertainty. You know what I'm saying? So it's pretty on point and it makes sense. But yeah, stepping into this new beginning, I feel like you're understanding, although you may have a lot of unanswered questions and are still working through some things, you're still ready deep down to go through this and do this. Like, you're just ready to enter something new. I feel like the last cycle was pretty tough. But I definitely feel like you have changed. You've gone through a transformation and you're ready for a life that feels more authentic to you, because the last one that you were in was not clicking. You know, I'm really feeling like it was just not, I don't know, there was just some, I feel like you've been discovering yourself. And so now that you've discovered these new things, you're ready to find a life that fits you better, you know, fits with your wants and needs and what you want your life to look like. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, stepping into this King of Wands energy is crucial for turning those wants into actions. You know, he's really good at getting going at whatever he needs to for his highest growth. So he makes it happen. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like after you've gone through this transformation and really committed to this new life, you really started making the actions towards creating what you want, you know, and getting rid of what you don't. So I see you as going through a transition right now and really entering, you know, this new life, but still have some feelings towards the old one. You know, it's not, you're not fully out of it and you're not fully in it yet. You're in this weird in between. And so that can be a little back and forth, you know, up and down, and it's just important to roll with that at this time. And yeah, there's going to be some need to not cultivate, but channel your strength and see things differently if things don't feel right, you know? And I feel like there's a strong need to, it's really interesting as I'm like reading these cards, I'm really struggling right here. It's like, I don't know, there's a need to kind of take a pause while you go through this transition. There's no need to rush right now. There's a strong emphasis on taking it slow as you move through this and not rush into this next stage, but not avoid the next stage. I don't know. There's something about the pace at this time, and there's something about taking it slow, which is interesting because it's kind of opposite of fire, you know, of the fire sign natural, you know, way of being. But maybe there's some way to kind of like, I don't know, there's just this need to kind of recognize your pace and make sure that you're going the correct speed for you, that's best for you and your environment, and just making sure that you're conscious right now. It's like I'm getting this conscious, careful energy. I don't know. It's really interesting, but I like got caught up in this middle part, and I don't think it's something to, you know, freak out about or anything. I think it's meant to be noticed. Conscious of the need to be slow and not live too fast. I don't know. It's really interesting. But with the Emperor and the Hangman, I was trying to get through this, but yeah, I got caught up. But with the Emperor, there's a need to kind of stay strong right now and make sure that you're keeping that balance between ego and arrogance and not getting too, yeah, there's a need to stay very balanced right now and make sure that you're keeping your ego in check but not being mean to yourself. There's a need to be in this like neutral point. In, I don't know, yeah, there's just this energy of staying neutral, staying centered, and making a conscious effort to do that. And it requires keeping things in perspective. I feel like there's a need to like balance your social and your non-social, you know, like making sure that you're getting social time, but also making sure you're getting a lot of alone time too. There's this delicate balance that needs to be held right now. And it's interesting that this card is next because of the scales right here. I don't know. There's a need to just kind of stay neutral, stay slow, and take things easy. Do not go too fast. Like, notice none of these cards are really moving and getting going. You were in the beginning, but now it's like you're on the path and you're in the transition. So let's take it slow as we move through this and make sure that we're staying strong, not arrogant, making sure we're seeing all of the perspectives, taking time to get that alone time and zoom out, and also giving as well as receiving, you know, like there's this order, this like carefulness. I don't know. It's really interesting and hard for me to articulate into words, but with the Hierophant, there's a need to trust this right now, and there's a need to stay grounded in your rituals, your everyday routines, you know, things like that will help you at this time. But yeah, there's a need to kind of be aware of the truth and not getting lost in illusions or hypothetical situations, and being grounded in reality, being in the present. Ooh, this is what I'm talking about. Okay, now things are clicking. So yeah, there's a need to really be present right now with what you're creating and what you're investing into. Everything you invest into is going to make a difference later, right? Like, so what you're investing into now is going to have an effect later. So be careful with what you're entertaining and what you're feeding right now, because what you feed right now is going to grow into something else later. So there's a need to be conscious, but chill. You know, this is the energy that I'm feeling right now. So yeah, this is all about contentment and happiness with what you're creating and cultivating for yourself. You know, this is like the step before fulfillment. So I really feel like there's a need to slow down and just be in the moment and be so in everything that you're doing right now, not being like lost in the sauce or in space or whatever. But this is going to create a lot of healing for you. This is going to help you process everything that you just stepped out of. I feel like there's a lot to be thought about from that time, not necessarily bringing it back into your day to day, but there's still some things that need to be cleared out. Like, this is going to take some time. This is not something you just forget about. Oh, I'm in this new thing and now I don't need to think about that other thing. No, this is a need to allow the feelings of this era to rise and fall within you so that they can be released and understood and processed, and allowing this to happen instead of pushing it down and I'm ready for the future. I don't want to think about the past. I'm just trying to go to the future. The future. Don't do that. There's a need to be now, and if things come up from the past, okay, great. Allow them to rise and fall, like I said. And if things you want to get excited about the future, that's great, but make sure that's what you want. Make sure you're investing in what you want right now. Yeah, this is a delicate balance right now. Yeah, attention to detail can be like that. You know, it's like the overall of what's meant to be there is on the scales, but now things are kind of like teetering back and forth, and you're finding that center, and you're seeing, okay, if I add this here, what will happen if I add that there? You know, you're finding your center, and there's a need to really pay attention to that, not just add a bunch of stuff and then let the scales go like this. Does that make sense? Am I making any sense right now? I don't know. I hope so, but that's how this is coming through. It's kind of weird, but I'm trying to explain it as best as I can. But with the Judgment card is saying you're going through a huge rebirth. And you know, like, yes, that was right here where you're ending this cycle, but this is where it really starts to click. You know what I'm saying? This is where it really starts to change. It's like you're seeing these little moments of things shifting and changing, you know, within yourself and in your life and stuff. So it's gonna be like you're in it, but you're not quite yet. But this is when it really starts to feel that way. This is when everything starts to really settle in, you know? And it's crazy because this is what we're ending with. And, you know, I don't know if you're with someone right now or if you're building something with someone, but, you know, the Queen and King, this might even just be archetypes within yourself. Like, I feel like you're locking in with what you want to manifest, with what you want to create, with what is fulfilling for you. I feel like you're really diving into figuring that out. Like I'm saying, like I'm literally saying, like diving into, you know, discovering what you want out of life and what you want to create and manifest on this earth. What is fulfillment to you materially? So yeah, and it's interesting because this was at the bottom, and I'm seeing like that conflict that you stepped out of before was meant to show you everything you didn't want and what you did want. That's why this needed to happen. So if you're like, why did that need to happen to me? Why? If you're in that mode of like just constantly questioning why things happen to you, like that's very victim mentality, which is okay. So sometimes we are a victim, but it's important to remember we're not victims forever. We're survivors after a certain extent. So be careful with the role that you're still bringing into your reality, you know, because if you continue to act like a victim, the universe is going to give you a bunch of scenarios to be a victim in, because that's the role that you want to play. It's like being an actor. Okay, you want to be in drama movies so bad, it's like that's what you're gonna get. It's like, you know what I'm saying? So maybe you need to start acting like a comedian instead of a drama queen. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, no shade, but yeah. So I feel like everything that happened was meant to show you what you resonated with and what you didn't. So I see you getting very motivated to keep going, and there are going to be some illusions popping up pretty soon for you that are trying to show you the negatives. Be careful and make sure you remember those positives, because there's going to be some illusions coming up for sure about this. So trust your intuition and know that you went through that for a reason, and you'll be all right. Trusting yourself and like reminding yourself of the reasons you left that relationship or that job or whatever it is for you. You know, why did you leave that behind? Oh yeah, because they treated me like shit or whatever it is, you know? So be careful with what your brain tries to tell you. Wow, the Emperor again. This is really saying like you're stepping into this authority. And when I say authority, I feel like you're consciously manifesting what you want instead of just letting the world decide for you. Instead of letting your subconscious rule things, you are stepping out and saying, I'm going to create what I want. I have authority in my life. I have strength to make anything happen. I can manifest it, and I can ground it into reality with my actions. Ace of Fire. This is a new creative beginning. This is like a new project you're starting on in your life. Wow. What the fuck? The Empress and the Emperor coming out in both decks. That is quite the confirmation. And Ten of Water. I didn't even see this one fall out. This is Ten of Cups. Emotional fulfillment. You are really making your dreams come true at this time. And the World card again. This is all about perspective, change, cycles ending, and new cycles beginning. Wow. That's crazy. And the Hierophant at the bottom. Oh my gosh. All right, let's get into the Moonology deck. Confidence is your key to success. Yeah, there's a need to be confident right now. If you find yourself, you know, being mean to yourself or like being really critical, that's not the voice you're supposed to listen to at this time. Let that sink in. Take time to breathe out. I've been trying to do this more. I've realized I hoard my breath so bad. So whoever needs to hear it, make sure you take a deep breath right now. Anytime you remember. I might have to start like setting a timer of like, okay, breathe deeply for 5 minutes straight. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. It's hard. Step out of your comfort zone. Stop doing the same shit you've always done. It's time to get weird and get different and do whatever the fuck you want and stop worrying about what other people think of you. We're stepping into that as a collective. Look at the bigger picture. There's something about this. There's something that you need to zoom out about. Make sure you're aiming for exactly what you want. Don't just be like getting swept up in what other people are doing or what other people want. This is not the time to do that, because then this is a crazy manifestation time right now. And you're basically creating what the next 7 years is going to look like for you. So if you want to create something that's fun and actually resonates towards you, you better be doing what you want to do, not what other people want, not what other people think you should be doing. If you do that, you're gonna go down a cycle that's not that fun, and you're just gonna learn again, which I mean comes with lessons, which is great, which is not a loss, but it's still a lot. It's heavy shit, you know, to learn. It's like school. It's not easy. Interact and relate. So find your community, family, traditions. Yeah, what did I say? Staying in those rituals, those routines, you know, things that make you feel comforted. Enjoy music. Yeah. definitely get into some creative energy, instrument sound, tone. Yeah, bring some, I've noticed like music can really enhance a situation. So it's like, I don't know. However, this speaks to you. I don't really have any specific message in that one. Go after your goals. Yeah. Laugh and have fun. Yeah, I feel like both of these. So there's a delicate balance between that, right? It's like making sure you're laughing and having fun, smile, positive energy, and joyfulness, and also going after your goals. Persist, encourage, advance. So, I think people think they need to be in one or the other, and it's really about finding a balance. It's like, can you go after your goals and have fun? It's like find the balance between the two. There's a time for getting serious and getting going, and then there's a time for letting go and having a good time. So can you find that balance, or are you going to be 0 or 100? It's like, you know what I'm saying? Don't do that to yourself. So this is what I got for y'all. This is kind of crazy. I do feel like you are kind of focusing on the details right now. You're focusing on the little things that do work and the little things that don't, and really kind of taking and adding into your life. It's like, okay, I'm gonna put a little bit of this here, a little bit of this there. It's kind of like the finishing touches before you full send into this new life that you're entering. I hope that this made sense. I feel like I was a little bit all over the place, but honestly, today has been kind of like a slow start for me. It's like bare minimum Monday for me, for real. Yeah, I'm just recording this today, just posting it today. So yeah, I'm a little disorganized, but that's okay. Sometimes it starts out that way, and it's not how you start, it's how you finish. I always say that. So anyways, thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate it. If you are interested in my content, please subscribe to my channel. I'm still relatively new up here, still trying to build a community myself. So yeah, if you guys are interested in more, don't let me know. Just give me a subscribe. I would really appreciate it. Feel free to like and comment if this resonated for you. And if you're interested in more from me, check out my Patreon or send me a personal email and I can give you all of my options. So yeah, that's all in the description box below. Thank you guys so much. Have a good one. Bye.